You show up at my door with some coffee and croissants. Went to my favorite store, cause you could tell it's what I want. I can't imagine more. It's been a dream and far beyond. Well, so then what am I so nervous for? Cause when it's good, just really good, then it should be too good. I know that there must.
Yeah, so guys, this video will be also about breakfast ideas. I think I'll do 3 or 2 depending with how long the videos would be. So I am making some eggless donuts because I keep on saying we have some of us who do not tolerate eggs, so we are making some eggless donuts. So the first thing that I want us to do is to tell you what you need for these eggless donuts. These ones, they are quick, they are easy. So the first thing that you need is milk. I have my warm milk here. So this is warm milk here. Let me just put that aside. I have some flour. This is like 3 cups of flour. Yeah, and then I have just extra one for kneading if I need to. So I also have some sugar. This is like 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of salt, and then I have 2 tablespoons of margarine, and we'll be using 1 tablespoon of yeast. So this is everything that we got to make this eggless donut. So I'll start by mixing the yeast to the milk. We mix that together, adding the sugar, the salt, and later we'll be adding in the flour. So let's do this, my people. Spoon of yeast, 1 tablespoon. Let me just add a little. So that is 1 tablespoon of yeast, and then to this I'm going to add in the sugar and the salt. I'm just going to add it in, and then I will mix this one. Remember guys, when you are using instant yeast, you don't have to mind that you have to rest the dough to become frothy or the mixture to become frothy. You can just directly go to making the steps that are required. So I'm going to mix this until everything has dissolved. At this point, you are good to add in our flour. So I'll just add it in, and then I'll go in with my spatula first. I have formed the dough. I'll go in with my hands and knead for around 8 to 10 minutes. Yeah, because we need the dough to become very, very soft, so that the donuts will be soft as well. So at this point, we are really doing okay.
You show up at my door with some coffee and croissants. Went to my favorite store, cause you could tell it's what I want. I can't imagine more. It's been a dream and far beyond. Well, so then what am I so nervous for? Cause when it's good, just really good, then it should be too good. I know that there must be a catch, just waiting around for the record to scratch. But then you go again when you say I dream about you daily, and your face, it's a painting in the Louvre, baby. All your words like the screenplay in a movie storyline, but I get scared till I say yeah, definitely, baby. Almost as if someone's writing a screenplay to my life, dressing it up for fun. All of the main character vibes, days all covered in sun, and I am glowing from inside. I really can't believe.
Once you add in the margarine, I'm telling you, things become really messy, but trust the process. Keep on kneading until you get the soft dough that we are looking for.
But then you go again when you say I dream about you daily, and your face, it's a painting in the Louvre, baby. All your words like the screenplay in a movie storyline, but I get scared till I say yeah, definitely, baby. You're way too nice to be true when you follow it all through. Oh God, please don't misconstrue. You see to.
So you see guys, trust the process. Everything is coming along very well at this stage, but I'll continue kneading for the next 5 minutes until I get the dough that I need. Kneading the dough for a longer time makes you to have a very, very soft donut or whatever you are making. So I'm just going to knead this for the next 5 minutes until I'm satisfied with the dough. My people, so at this point the dough is ready. What I just did, I just applied some oil to the bowl, cover it with a cling film, and allow it to rest for 10 minutes. So this one almost, it's around 30 minutes, not 30, around 20 minutes later. So I'm just punching like that to remove the excess air. So that is what I'm doing. And then of course I'll transfer my dough here and flour the surface a little bit. And I want just to, I just want to first remove that air by kneading a bit, just a little, not too much. And at this point we are okay. So the next thing that I want to do, I just want to roll it like this. This is the easiest method that I find very quick whenever I'm making something like donuts or something like buns. So I just roll my dough the way I'm just doing, and then I'll get a knife and I'll start cutting.
You show up at my door with some coffee and croissants. Went to my favorite store, cause you could tell it's what I want. I can't imagine more.
Okay, for me, I don't like the donuts which are so huge. So that's why you see my balls are a bit tiny. But if you don't mind the donuts which are so huge, the ones which are like sold in the supermarkets, it is okay with that. For me, I just prefer them, these medium-sized donuts. So I just make the balls. I just make the balls like this, and then we'll go to the next step.
Scared to say, yeah, definitely, baby. Almost as if someone's writing a screenplay to my life, dressing it up for fun. All of the main character vibes, days all covered in sun.
So guys, once all the dough balls are formed, you're just going to press it with your hands a little bit like this. Just a little bit, not too much. And then I'm just going to use this one. This is a lid. This is a measuring cup, the one that we are given at the hospitals to measure the medicine for the kids. So this is what I'm going to use. So once you just flatten your donut like this, you're just going to go in with the lid and just make the hole at the center. Yeah, just like that. So, and this one, it's okay at this point. So this is one of them. Let me do one more. So once your dough ball is formed, you're just going to flatten it using your hands, using your palm. And then once you are satisfied with the flattening, you are going to use your thing that you are going to cut through and just press it like that and make a hole. So there we go. We have another one that is ready. So I'm done cutting my shapes, and these are the baby donuts that came out of the main donuts. So we are ready to fry our donuts. Yeah, so we are ready to fry our donut at this point. So my oil is heating up on the other side. So let's go and do that. Yeah, so at this point the lights went off, and I felt that if I kept the dough resting for longer, it would be too puffy. So what I did, I just decided to use some candles and just make the donuts. So my oil is medium hot, not too hot, not too cold. And then once you just start dropping your dough or your donuts, and you'll allow the donuts to cook for 3 minutes on each side. And after that, the donuts will be ready. Allow them to have a golden brown color.
You show up at my door with some coffee and croissants. Went to my favorite store, cause you could tell it's what I want. I can't imagine more. It's been a dream and far beyond. Well, so then what am I so nervous for? Cause when it's good, just really good, then it should be too good. I know that there must be a catch, just waiting around for the record to scratch. But then you go again when you say I dream about you daily, and your face, it's a painting in the Louvre, baby. All your words like the screenplay in a movie storyline. But I get scared till I say, yeah, definitely, baby. almost as if someone's writing a screenplay to my life, dressing it up for fun. All of the main character vibes, days all covered in sun, and I am glowing from inside. I really can't believe that's what you've done. 'Cause when it's good, just really good, then it should be too good. I know that there must be a catch, just waiting around for the record to scratch.
So this is how my donuts turned out, and I tell you, they are super soft. I love that they are super soft. They are done from the inside, well done from the inside. Yeah, so this recipe, as I said, is very easy and very quick and requires the simplest ingredients that you already have. Yeah, so you can tell that it is done already. So this one, I'm just going to serve it with some tea, and that will be it. So if you're interested to make such a similar recipe, I'll leave all the ingredients in the description box, so please check that out. And I'll see you when you're making breakfast number 2. Welcome my people, this is breakfast number 2, and for today I chose that we go a bit healthier. So I want to make some oat bread, and for the oat bread, or for any oats, there are 1,000 ways of making oats. So this is just one of them. This is just one of the ways of preparing your oats. So as I said, I'm making some oat bread. So let me show you what you need for this oat bread. The first thing that you need, obviously, is the oats. If you have the oat flour, the better. Or if you don't have the oat flour, like me, just take your rolled oats and then you put them in a blender and blend it out and get the flour. So this is the brand of the oats that I've used. So I'm going to blend this out so that I get my flour. So yeah, the first thing you need, obviously, is some oats. This is like 1 cup of oats. And then you need some flour, because oats is gluten free. It doesn't have anything to bind it together, so I'm going to add in a bit of wheat flour. This is 1 cup of wheat flour. I'll mix it together so that for the bread to come together. Yeah, so I have some wheat flour, 1 cup. If you have the atta one, it's okay as well. So here I have 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of yeast. So this is what I have here. Yeah, my bowl, I had put some unga, but then I transferred to another one, so my bowl is not dirty. So we also need some milk. Yeah, so in place of milk you can use water, but I find the milk giving it a better flavor compared to water. And then I'll be adding in some oil, 1 cup of milk. I'll be adding in 1 tablespoon of oil. And then lastly, and which is optional, is a cinnamon. The cinnamon is optional. You can add it in. If you don't have it, leave it out. So the recipe is very easy, by the way. It's almost straightforward. So let's get into the first step of blending our oats. That is the first step. So this is our flour now. This is what you are going to use to make the bread. As I said, if you don't have the oatmeal or the oat flour itself, just blend the rolled oats that you have and you'll be working well. Bowl already has the sugar, the salt, and the yeast, and at this point I'll add in the milk and give it a mix.
You show up at my door with some coffee and croissants. Went to my favorite store, 'cause you could tell it's what I want. I can't imagine more. It's been a dream and far beyond. Well, so
At this point, I love mixing both the flour and the cinnamon. So here I'm going to mix the wheat flour, the oat flour with the wheat flour together. Remember, I said you can use some cinnamon, which is optional. If you don't love cinnamon, you can do away with it. But cinnamon doesn't hurt in any baking, so I'll just do like 2 tablespoons because I love cinnamon. So this one, let me give it a mix. I'm going to give this one a mix.
all of the main character vibes, days all covered in sun, and I am glowing from inside. I really can't believe that's what you've done. 'Cause when it's good, just really good.
We are doing okay, and my mixture is ready. And so we are ready to mix the wet to dry. or the dry to wet. So I'm just going in to add the flour to my wet ingredients. I'm just going to add this in bits. I won't add all of it at a go. So let me add that in bits. Once we are at that stage, we are going to mix this just in bits, as I said. So I'm going to add in the rest of the flour. And I'm going to mix. At this point, I love adding in just a sprinkle, just a little bit, not too much. This one I won't even be measuring. I like just adding it a bit of the rolled oats so that it gives it the definition of the oats. Yeah, so that's what I like doing. That step is optional, but if you like following my step, you can as well do it. So from here, we are just going to mix everything until we get a dough. Yes, until you get a dough. My dough feels a bit sticky. I'll just add in a bit of flour. And I'll give it a nice knead. Bwana mabwana nitakuimbia, Bwana mabwana nitakuimbia, wakati ninapumuzi nitakuimbia, wakati ninapumuzi nitakuimbia, Bwana Bwana.
You show up at my door with some coffee and croissants. Went to my favorite store, cause you could tell it's what I want. I can't imagine more. It's been a dream and far beyond. Well, so then what am I so nervous for? Cause when it's good, just...
Yeah guys, so my dough is ready. Remember, for this one, you do not have to knead it for so long. Once everything is combined and it's not sticking to your hands, you are good to go. So that my dough is ready, I'm just going to put it in a bowl and then cover it and put it in a warm place for around 20 minutes. So to allow it to proof. So if you are using the dry yeast, you're going to rest your dough for around 1 hour for it to completely proof and rise. So this is around 30 minutes later. My dough has really risen, it is feeling so soft. So the next thing that I want to do is to flour my surface and knead a little bit to remove the excess air. After removing the excess air, you're just going to shape the dough according to the size of the baking tin that you're going to use. So for me, it's a bit rectangular, so that's what I'm going to do here. I'll shape it and then transfer it to the baking tin. And once it is in the baking tray or in the baking tin, you're also going to allow it to rest for the next 30 minutes so that for the dough to rise. And this step is called second proofing. 30 minutes later, and this is how my bread is looking like. So the next step is to just brush it a bit with the milk. If you take eggs, you can use the egg wash. The milk will keep the bread moist, and it will also help to hold the seeds that you are going to add on top. So at this point also, you can add in any seed that you have, and then I'll be adding in a bit of the rolled oats as well. I'm done applying the milk. The next thing that I want to do is to just put a bit of the rolled oats on top. This one will give it the crusty texture, and that is what I want for this bread. At this point, you can use any seed that you have in the house. You can use pumpkin seeds. I know of pumpkin seeds, so you can use that. You can use that. So I'm just going to tap a little bit so that hiyo nini ingie ndani, hizi rolls zingie ndani. And for me, I have a bit of these are the black sesame seeds. So I'll just sprinkle kidogo on top, just for that finish. Yeah, at this point, nimesema you can use any type of seed that you have. Yeah.
You show up at my door with some coffee and croissants. Went to my favorite store, cause you could tell it's what I want. I can't imagine more. It's been a dream and far beyond. Well, so then what am I so nervous for? Cause when it's good.
So that's how the bread is looking like. So I'm just going to put this one in the oven for around 30 minutes or until it's done. So at 180 degrees for around 30 minutes or until it's completely done. So this one to the oven. So the bread is done at this point, and I just wanted to put it in that rack so that it completely cools off. And once it's cooled off, you're going to cut it through and see whether it has cooked from the inside. But I love the outcome already. The brown, the black seeds, and the quick oats which are on top. I'm loving them so much, and this bread was so yummy. Yeah, so my people, the bread has completely cooled down. This is actually the next morning. So I just want to transfer my bread to this chopping board. And yeah, I want to cut a few slices. Yeah, so let me do that. Yeah, so this is how it's looking. It is well done from the inside. The thing about any oat bread is that it will be very dense, so don't expect the bread to be so smooth or so soft. It will be very dense because remember, oats are heavy and they are dense, so the bread also becomes the same. So what I like doing to my slices of bread is just easy. I just drizzle some honey, yeah, just like that. Then I just spread it kidogo, and I serve my bread with some tea. So this is it. This bread was so yummy, and I love it because it is one of the bread that you eat and feel less guilt. So I love this kind of bread. So thank you everyone for always supporting my channel. To those who come back, I appreciate you all. To those who are new here, I hope I already earned your subscription. Please subscribe to the channel, help us grow. So this is it for the bread, and from here I'll just see you on my next one. Bye.
You show up at my door with some coffee and croissants. Went to my favorite store, cause you could tell it's what I want.